Now you got Boots Ennis who's in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's...
The boxing world was hit with another bombshell as young phenom Jaron Ennis, widely seen as the future of the sport, called out not only the man, but also the legend himself, Terence "Bud" Crawford.
I want to do it.
Do you respect him as like when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so...
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So
right.
I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But don't be...
This time, he didn't hold back. Breaking his silence, his words completely shifted the tone of the interview. This wasn't just another call-out. It was a challenge that could redefine boxing's next era. When a 26-year-old lion faces a 38-year-old king, only one question remains. Is Crawford still hungry enough to defend his throne?
Against Jaron Ennis, for me, he's the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We've just got to go out and get the fights to show how...
During a recent Showtime Sports Live interview, Jaron Boots Ennis boldly declared, "I want Bud. Forget the talk. Let's make it happen." It wasn't the first time Boots mentioned Crawford, but this time felt different. He made the statement right after Crawford's historic win over Canelo Alvarez, becoming the first man to go undefeated across 3 weight classes. The timing was deliberate. While the world celebrated Crawford's triumph, Boots stepped in and seized the spotlight.
Canelo, because like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So, I don't know.
He's not just calling out a champion. He's calling out a legacy. Boots stands undefeated at 34-0 with 30 knockouts, having dominated every opponent so far. Yet critics argue he's never faced anyone like Terence Crawford, and he knows it. That's why this call-out felt different. It wasn't trash talk. It was a direct challenge to the throne.
I beat this guy. It's his excuse. I beat this guy. He's too young or whatever. So I'm never really going to give my full respect until afterwards. Yes, it's a lot of people that's changing their narrative. Like, man, y'all watching something great right now, and we not appreciating it. And it's sad to say that we waking up at the tail end of his career. We really didn't realize it until now, when he's like doing extraordinary stuff, like going up 2 weight classes to fight the best fighter in that division, the #1 guy that's the face of boxing, and the way that I handled that, people like, oh man, something had to be wrong. Canelo had to be washed, or Canelo just wasn't in it. And I see people saying, oh, Turkey paid for Canelo to lose, so I just think, when you that much better than the competition, people not going to give you credit until they sit down and look at it and just be like, man, that dude was.
Crawford was in Omaha celebrating his victory parade when the video went viral and fans flooded social media with reactions. Boots versus Bud in 2026, Old Lion versus New Lion, quickly became the talk of the boxing world. When reporters asked for his response, Crawford simply smiled, taking his time. But his next words completely flipped the interview on its head.
54 and faced Jaron Ennis, the guy who prepared Canelo Alvarez for this fight.
No.
Crawford didn't dodge the question, nor did he play humble. Looking straight into the camera, he said, "I hear everyone calling my name now that I've made history. But where were you when I was chasing fights?" Then he added with calm authority, "Boots can keep calling, but you don't call up the mountain. You climb it."
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. You know, he's got the it, you know, but we haven't seen him against any elite fighter. We've never seen him tested. So until then, you know, we just going to keep saying, oh, Boots, 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 until he meet that fighter that's going to test him.
Is that a fight that you would be interested in?
Nah, it just don't make sense right now in my career. Like I said, like, especially money-wise, don't nobody really know Boots, but I'm looking for bigger and better challenges like Canelo.
You're just looking for the big ones.
Yeah.
The big fish.
Yeah.
Fish fry.
Definitely. Definitely.
He didn't disrespect Boots. He simply reminded everyone there's a difference between earning a shot and asking for one. Boots represents youth, power, and flair. But Bud brings experience and a fight IQ capable of ending careers. Crawford's coach, Brian Bomack McIntyre, isn't concerned either. He told Fight Hub TV that Crawford still has plenty of fights left. He just needs to decide what challenge comes next.
It looks so easy. You know what I'm saying? Got 2-3 more in him. You know what I'm saying? Train camp will try harder. You know what I'm saying?
You think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, you know, it'd be a challenge. If you want to challenge yourself, yeah, I don't mind.
Crawford's team knows his value now. After defeating Canelo and conquering 3-weight divisions, Bud has risen to the top of the food chain. And that's what makes this moment so powerful. The hunters have now become the hunted.
Just feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, you know, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved.
Let's be honest. Crawford versus Boots wouldn't be just another fight. It's the matchup boxing needs right now. Stylistically, it's a dream clash. Crawford is the definition of precision. A switch-hitting sniper who strategizes every punch like a chess move. He fights with rhythm, patience, and an intelligence that breaks opponents down round by round. There's no chaos in his ring, only control. Boots, on the other hand, is a storm. Unpredictable footwork, relentless pressure, and explosive combinations from both stances. He shrinks the ring, dictates the pace, and turns chess into a street fight. It's calm calculation versus raw aggression.
To watch now. I love Terence Crawford, and you know, I like to watch NUA too. NUA can fight, and you know who else I like to watch though? I like to watch Boots.
Oh, okay.
Boots, yeah. I love watching Boots. Boots got game. People don't understand Boots got game. You know what I'm saying? Boots, every now and then he messes on the defense a little bit, but Boots got game.
Boots versus Terence Crawford.
Now, Boots hasn't proven himself enough to tell me for me to say that he gonna beat Terence Crawford, because Terence Crawford is a different kind of animal.
Proven.
You feel me? Proven stud. You understand where I'm coming from? But Boots, if anybody could be Bud in the future, it would probably be.
That's what makes this clash so compelling. The collision of two philosophies.
Who they are cancel out each other as far as height. You know, they both switch hitters, lifts, and everything. All of that cancels out each other. So they are literally the same people, pretty much. The only difference is Crawford done been in a big stage against big fighters so many times. And also, with age, he didn't beat up his body, so his age is actually good. He got the grown man strength. He not just grown man strength, but he built on top of that. Like, look at him at 135. He was a little scrawny dude. He wasn't a big dude. Now look at him. He ripped up everything. He's strong. So I feel like he got everything, all the experience, all the knowledge. So
for years, fans complained that elite boxers avoided each other in their prime. But Crawford changed that narrative. He beat Errol Spence at his peak, then moved up to conquer Canelo Alvarez, the Mexican monster of his division. That's not just winning. That's setting a new standard.
For Canelo fight, and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. Go. Greatest of all time, man. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to his coaches. Not just me, Saul Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists. You know, everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course he is.
That's the wild thing about today's boxing scene. When headlines matter more than heart, Terence Crawford still stands as one of the last true fighters.
Without a question, solid. You know what I'm saying?
You think there's anything left for him, Coach, or is it time for Bud to move on? Or
I'm trying to figure out who he gonna fight next.
160, you can see him fight.
I wouldn't do nothing crazy. He looked at excellent. Hey, he looked at excellent.
Is there anybody? Most from
No, I'm trying to figure out what their team gonna do next. I want to see what's
He's
next.
talking about 160, Coach. I mean, the only thing down there is maybe like a middleweight tournament, 2 fights undisputed, something like that. But if not that, then what for Bud?
Who?
Well, they were talking about Jaron Ennis going to 160. Possibly going. Jaron Ennis going to 160.
If he go to 160, then we got another mega fight.
You think that's a mega fight?
I don't know that yet, but I'm saying, and the boxing fans that know boxing would say that's another mega fight.
What would?
That's the wild thing about today's boxing scene. When headlines matter more than heart, Terence Crawford still stands as one of the last true fighters.
Keep up with him. He was too fast. His feet, footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
I feel like Bud damn near basically went every round. So
yeah,
honestly. But yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of
Hell
boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
3-time undisputed. Mm-hmm. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or
greatest of all time?
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one.
Meanwhile, Crawford is fighting for something money can't buy, legacy. He doesn't need a YouTuber to sell tickets or a comeback gimmick to stay relevant. He sells fights the old-fashioned way, by being the best. To be honest,
if you like that YouTube fake boxing stuff, cool. If you're a real boxing fan who doesn't like that, I feel them on that. But as a boxer, you know, if your heart's not in it, go get your money. I mean, at the end of the day, it's you in there and nobody else. So go get your money if your heart's not in it. But if you're fighting for legacy, that's not the way to go. That should be like your last fight. Yeah, the last thing you do. You know, if you're trying to, you know, build a legacy. But I don't think he chases legacy no more. Like he even said he's not the face of boxing.
he's not chasing easy money. He's chasing immortality. That's what makes him so rare today. He's a reminder of what boxing once was. A blend of pure skill, discipline, and heart. Not just social media savvy or brand deals.
Is happening? What the is going on? This is where boxing is in 2025. And listen, I'm not going to complain because I understand the layout of things. We already had Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. We have Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis. This feels like the Temu version of it. And that sounds crazy because we have two of the greatest of all time about to participate in this, but both of them are about 30 years past their sell-by date in an exhibition bout in which their weights will be 60 to 70 to 80 pounds different. If you got on board with Jake and Mike, it was because at least they were going to weigh this thing. I don't even know what to think. Someone on Twitter said it perfectly. Either everybody in the world is going to want to watch this or 10,000 people will watch it. Probably both men want a shit ton of money and they're being promised a shit ton of money.
That's why so many old-school fighters, from Shane Mosley to Roy Jones Jr., have rallied behind him. Crawford isn't just winning fights, he's restoring legitimacy to a sport that's been losing its way. While others turned boxing into a spectacle, he reminds the world why it was once called the sweet science. Every move he makes, every opponent he chooses, now carries weight. Both camps are circling each other, and while no contracts have been signed, all signs point to a showdown in mid-2026. The big question is the weight. Crawford has been at 168 pounds, while Boots sits at 147, a massive gap. Most analysts predict they'll meet around 160 in the middleweight division, marking a new chapter for both men. If it happens, Crawford could become the first fighter in history to compete for undisputed titles in 4 weight classes. He currently stands at 42-0. No losses, no controversies, 3-time undisputed.
When I set my sights on doing something and I know what I'm capable of, it's not like a surprise to me. It's a surprise to y'all because y'all didn't believe me. You know, but for me, I knew I could do it and I believed that I could do it. I just needed the opportunity.
Terence, when did you know that you were going to beat him over here on your left?
When he signed the contract.
He seemed to focus mostly on body punches, and you were hitting him in the head a lot. Was it your reach that gave you the advantage?
It was everything. You know, he wasn't hitting the body or anything. He was hitting my elbow because I was blocking it, but, you know.
If Crawford defeats Boots, it's over. He cements himself as the greatest boxer of this era, perhaps of all time. But if he loses, it would mark a passing of the torch unlike anything seen since Ali versus Frazier. Either way, it's historic, and both men know it. Every word they speak lands like a jab. Every tweet feels like a feint. They're not just building hype. They're writing history in real time. Boxing stands at a crossroads. Half the sport chases clicks, while the other half still pursues greatness. And in the middle of it all, two names rise above the noise. Terence Crawford and Jaron Ennis.
Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can't knock him as well. You know, he's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean,
one has already built his legacy, while the other is fighting to claim it. And if these two ever share the same ring, it won't just be a fight. It'll be a generational reckoning. Because when raw talent meets brilliance, something explosive is bound to happen. So what do you think? Is Boots ready for the challenge? Or will Crawford remind him why he's called the most dangerous man in boxing? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Fight Motive. See you in the next one.
Terence never let Canelo get into a rhythm. Terence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason, but Terence was able to do it for 12 rounds, and in the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is the mark of a superstar, man.
Floyd Mayweather is coming out of retirement to face Mike Tyson for pay-per-view clicks. These aren't real fights anymore. They're entertainment spectacles. Gloves and lights, but no stakes.
I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo because, like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down. And Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe. And he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So, I don't know. You know, it's gonna be a great fight. You know, the fans want to see it. So, you know, so be it. I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight. You know, at like 60 or like at least at 60, just to get his body, you know, to fill into somebody a little bit bigger, you know, and things like that. You know, I know when you go up in weight, you gotta, you know, develop that power and not develop the power, but like put that muscle on and be heavier and things like that. So he might not want to take a fight because he's trying to build up.